What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Engineers That Filters podcast, episode 171. I'm your host, Jacob Thompson, and tonight I'm drinking the same thing I drank on the bullshit bracket last week, Nap in the Hammock by Metazoa with this cute sloth guy on there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you what, it's a cream ale, probably like the most inoffensive beer I've ever drank. I drank this whole, pint or whatever last week, didn't even notice. Like, it's a very easy brew, and it's 4.7%. 4.8. It's like not too shabby, but yeah, I dig it.
All right. I'm Joseph, and I was home this past week, couple days. So I picked up some Michigan's Atwater Brewing Atwater IPA, which I think replaced the Better Life Choices IPA.
Okay.
Because I couldn't find that, because that's what I was looking for, but about the same.
They gave up on the Better Life Choices?
Probably. They knew who their target demographic was.
Exactly.
All right, well, I'm Gabe, and I think this is the third time I'm drinking this. It's still Oberon. I still have the same case. I think I have one left after this, so we'll probably switch it up. So,
I mean, but why switch it up when Oberon's so good,
Because it's not sunny and nice here, Jacob. It doesn't feel like
60
I've earned
degrees
it.
today.
Yeah, and it rained.
Yeah,
So,
but it is at least warm. Better than cold and rainy.
I don't know. I need it to be like 70. I'm in shorts. I'm on a beach or like sitting in the grass.
We'll get there.
Maybe.
For like a weekend, maybe. And then it'll be 95 and 85% humidity.
I'm convinced it's just going to be in the 50s until the end of time. So.
Yeah, there you go. Dayton, what do you got down there?
I am drinking Hofbräuhaus Original.
Shit.
Yep.
Some German bullshit?
Yep.
Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. This is the show where one of us brings a random topic and we bullshit about it for an hour. I feel like our show we post every other Monday, except when we have special episodes like we did last week. If you missed it, we did in fact do the bullshit bracket. We did not forget about it, and we posted that last week. We did a kind of a one-night special playing the game Super Fight. So if you missed that, make sure to check it out on YouTube and podcast services. But you can follow us on social media. You can follow us on Twitch. We record our podcast live on Thursday nights, and then when we're on our off week, we play some games over on Twitch. So check us out there. Links are in the description below. But let's get into our little weekly recap. How you guys doing? Joseph, how was your trip?
The trip itself was good. The reason for the trip was less good. It was a funeral for one of my high school friends. His dad passed away. The service was nice. It was smaller, mostly just his family. But it was good. It was snowing that morning, and then it cleared up by the time it started, so it was all right. It was good seeing my friends and everything. Saw some friends that I haven't seen since high school. So it was really funny because he did not recognize me at all. And he like walked up and he goes, "Oh, hey, like a couple faces." And he looked at me or he looked at someone else and was like, "Oh yeah, you're this person. Okay." Looked at me. "I don't think I've met you before." I'm like, "I'm Joseph." And he goes, "What?" And like, "The Grand Champ?" He goes, No. And I was like, "Yeah, man, what's up?" And he goes, "Holy shit." He was a year older. Yeah, a year older than us. So I don't think I saw him since he graduated. So junior year. So close to 10 years. But yeah, so that was good. Got to spend time with family. Picked up some Michigan beer on my way back. Went for a bike ride while I was there. It was a good time. Other than the reason for traveling, but
I gotcha. Gabe, how you doing? Playing a lot of soccer?
Yeah, a little bit when it's nice out. I've decided after I just complained about the weather, but I've decided I'm not gonna let it affect me. So I've been riding my bike a lot. Um, 2 weeks ago, I rode almost 50 miles around Lake Minnetonka. It was raining the whole day and it was cold, but I did it. And then last weekend, I did a free gravel grinder event that was another 50 miles in weather where you could see your breath, and it was very windy, and it was 1,000 feet more vert than advertised. It was 3,000 feet instead of 2,000. Maybe they forgot to type that in. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's been good to at least get out and force myself to do it. I'm telling myself if I can do it in these shitty conditions, when I actually have my big event, it'll be nice and sunny and no wind, and hopefully better. But that's not how these things work. But yeah, it's been good to do that, and made a couple of friends along the way, and yeah, I've been doing soccer. I had a really late game last night, so I'm pretty sleepy, but yeah, it's been fun.
That's what the beer is for. It'll wake you right up.
Yeah, the depressant will wake you up.
Yep.
Yeah. I did slam an absolutely obnoxious energy drink before I went to the gym today, and it didn't help at all. It was like 200 milligrams of caffeine, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna feel good. I took it at 5. I'm like, this is gonna be great.
Have fun sleeping.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me that much.
Your tolerance is too high now.
What energy drink though?
Okay, so it's called Fast Twitch from Gatorade.
Oh, it's that one. Yeah.
So yeah, like the gym, I guess, got a call from Gatorade, and they're like, "Hey, we got a new energy drink. Would you like some?" And the gym was like, "Sure." How much? And they're like, "We'll just send it to you." So they sent the gym, like, it's a small Snap Fitness in a corner of a busy area. They sent them 2 pallets of this energy drink.
Nice.
And I'm pretty good friends with like the office lady, and she was just like, just take some, like, just take as much as you want. So I've had it in my fridge for like a month at this point, and trying to find excuses to use them, but I don't know.
Dude, they're promoting them really hard.
I know that I realize that I'm doing that too because of this story, but I've been seeing like ads for it all over. It seems like they're really pushing it.
They
It's just
are.
another energy drink. It just happens to be made by Gatorade.
So, okay, I have some questions. Mostly for Dayton, because you're more into the energy drink space.
I'm glad that I can be an expert.
So I'm just like, I don't drink caffeine, so I'm just like completely outside the conversation. Like, I don't know what's going on. But I know that, like, Logan Paul, right, just did like, or Jake Paul, one of the Paul brothers, like, is promoting a drink really hard, right? Is there room in the space still? Like, how many people are consuming energy drinks this much where there can be this much? Like,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's kind of ridiculous at this point. Like the Gatorade shtick is like they're trying to be like they're trying to like just go off their Gatorade name, and then they also pack it into a smaller thing, so it's 12 ounces instead of like the typical 16 for energy drinks. Like Red Bulls are smaller, but
right.
And I don't know. I don't like the taste of them at all. Like I think they're supposed to just taste like Gatorade.
They're more
not
syrupy
carbonated.
than Gatorade, though. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but
So they're condensed.
very thick. Kinda. Yeah, I don't know. It's goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot of different types of drinks out at this point, and I feel like for the vast majority of them, it's like the big players, right? Like you got your Monsters, you got your Rockstars, you got your Red Bulls. Like those are like the big heavy hitters, and everybody's just trying to scrape away some market share.
Right.
Yeah.
It feels like a couple years ago when the seltzer scene just exploded, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that felt like there was more room than the energy drinks to me. But again, I'm not in the space, so I don't know.
I also think that energy drinks are a lot more profitable than seltzers because like you can, it's literally just like water. Like you're not even putting any sugar in it.
Yeah.
And then caffeine.
Yeah.
The one I got 2 cases, and I guess they're like over $20 or something a case. It's something insane like that. It's like $25 or something for a case of them. And it's just like, man, I wouldn't buy them personally, but
no, I bought them once, and that was enough.
Yeah. You like your grocery bill is like way more. You're like, fuck.
There you go. Well, Dayton, how have you been? Have you been doing your Saturday morning energy drinks?
Yeah, dude.
Shotgunning them?
Not shotgunning them, no, but yeah, still drinking them. This Saturday I had a really very bad experience with them.
Nice. Okay.
Because the previous night I ate an entire block of tempeh, which is incredibly high in fiber. And it has, I think an entire block of tempeh has about like 40 to 45 grams of fiber in it.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
And then
What did you just like sear it?
I just stir fried
just-
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you just like shit nothing? Like,
Dude,
what the?
and then I woke up, right, and I had my energy drink. And it's like
that.
And it's like,
The
of
two
course,
those just cleaned you out.
dude, they did. They did. And I was like, all right, yeah, like it's normal, like to like have a poop after an energy drink, like it's caffeine, it's cleaning you out. And dude, I don't even know how many times I day. But all that I know is that like for the next 3 days I didn't shit because I'm assuming everything was just like building back up. But
Good.
yeah.
Emptied the bank.
Yeah.
Full withdrawal.
Yeah.
Yikes.
But yeah, then this week my girlfriend's been visiting from over in Germany, so that's been really fun.
Nice.
And yeah, I mean just staying up with running and stuff like that.
Did she listen to the podcast?
Mm-hmm. Why, what were you gonna say?
Curious.
I think he was gonna say I heard she's lovely.
Oh, fantastic. On my end, I've just been super busy still. I feel like I have so little time to do anything. Which is good. Like I'm glad I'm busy. I'd rather be busy than not. And I'm having fun streaming. Joseph popped in a little bit on last Saturday, which was nice.
A little bit. I was there for the whole stream. I just wasn't talking.
How am I supposed to know that?
That's not important. I was busy during the other parts, but I was still watching.
I appreciate
I was
that.
paying attention. Don't even worry about it.
I appreciate
I was
that.
there.
Yeah, it's been really fun. Just like this week I've had to deal with some just like random bullshit. So I'm turning 26 tomorrow, which great, but 26 sucks because I lose my parents' insurance. So I've been struggling trying to figure out what to do about that. But thankfully, Minnesota is a great state to live in because if you're low enough income, you can just get the low income Minnesota insurance and it's $0 premium. So I'm gonna have no premiums for the next year because of COVID winding down. It's they got rid of premiums. I don't know. I'm happy about it, and so that's a massive weight off my chest. So shout out to Minnesota. And yeah, I had to clean my whole apartment because they're showing my apartment now to new people, and there's a bunch of random stuff I don't want to do. But I'm hoping next week kind of get back in the groove. And there are a lot of exciting gaming stuff coming out soon, so I'm trying to figure out I'm gonna find time for that. But yeah, I've been trying to stay busy and build up kind of the biggest thing right now for me is I want to build a pool of content I can point to and be hey, look, I can do stuff. Hire me for
a
this
portfolio.
Thing yeah, a portfolio or a reel or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so yeah, just trying to grind, get on the grind set. I fucking hate that terminology, but yeah.
Gross.
All right, well, let's get into our topic tonight. This is one that Gabe threw out there, and Gabe, why don't you intro it for us?
Oh, are we not doing? This is sponsored by.
I'll get to that after get the raw pitch first.
Okay,
I'll spice it up.
Yeah, I'll make it better. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah,
I'll add the context.
Sure. So I was talking to a couple friends last week, or well, I guess it was a couple weeks ago, because there is a new Hunger Games coming out. And I don't know if you guys remember these movies and books.
They were massive when we were growing up.
They were very big. I want to say high school, but it could have been middle
high
school.
Yeah.
I want to say it was high school. The premise is pretty grim. There's a bunch of, kids that get thrown into a death ring and one comes out. I don't know if you guys have heard of battle royale games. There's a few of them right now.
Just a little bit.
Similar premise. But yeah, so one thing led to another in this conversation, and we were kind of talking about what what would we do if we were thrown into the Hunger Games, and like what would our strategy be to survive? And I want to preface this, I'm not even just talking about just like the actual like combat or like how you would try and be like the last one standing and get to live. But also there's a lot of other elements from the books and the movies that aren't exactly like in the battle royale games that are like they're interesting, I'd say. So I guess I can start with phase one, but I don't know, do you want to add anything there?
No,
Okay.
Yeah, I had totally forgot about the movie coming out, and like that was announced, and I think like the first trailer came out today. They were recording it. Yeah, it's coming out this November, so I'm sure we'll get some more buzz about this. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if people still care. Like I don't know how if people
or if they
I'm
missed
sure
the
our
boat.
generation. I don't think it has the same effect like a Harry Potter, right? Where people grew up with it, like obsessed with it still. People loved it, but I'll be curious to see the amount of buzz it gets when it comes out. But
yeah,
I think
because
the
I feel like
author's a
there's
little less
Potterheads.
problematic.
that's
there
fair.
isn't
That's
like
fair.
Hunger Game heads. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah. But anyway,
Personally,
phase
I
one.
don't really give a shit that there's going to be a prequel about it. But the conversation was interesting nonetheless. So yeah, I guess we'll talk phase one. So in the movie, book, whatever, there is a lot of thought and process that goes into people's appearances, because the appearances give them what's called sponsors, and those give you information, weapons, medicine, whatever it may be, in the actual game itself. So if you guys remember all the way back from the first movie, some characters would get sponsors and they come in on little like homing parachute things, and then like give like gifts basically to help them survive. So if someone got hurt or burned, I think at one point someone got burned and they got like burn cream or whatever. So this is also like set in the near future, so like there's a lot of like it's all better, like a lot of futuristic.
Oh, sure. Okay, so we can be a little bit maybe creative with the technology.
Pretty distant future. We were looking it up.
Yeah.
Alyssa and I watched the movies a couple months ago, sometime in the winter. It's like 2,000 years in the future.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Okay.
But like
It's half post-apocalyptic, half
Well, yeah,
futuristic
dystopian. Yeah.
it's like severe post, like there's a pandemic that like killed a huge population or percentage of the population, and it's like after they had like started to build back up, and like that's why there's like not a lot of ruins and stuff, and everything's all spread out and whatever.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's like really distant future.
Okay.
So I guess like the one thing I kind of want to like separate from the book movie combo is like the government's all like, it's not like the United States. They split like basically the whole United States into like 12 districts. But that's important in this context of the story because they'll try and gain sponsors like through their district, or like people who are like wealthy in that district, or the district itself or something, by trying to like flatter them. So the one character like dresses up in like minerals or crops or whatever that's produced from that. So I guess like kind of take your home state as maybe your district. I don't know. I mean, we can get creative with it, but yeah, step one is just kind of like your initial like appearance. You're like showing up, you're rolling up,
Your archetype.
You're trying to suck up to some people, trying to look a little hot. How you gonna look hot?
So
What's your drip?
Gabe, Dayton, and I are in District 6, and Jacob is from District 3.
Okay.
Based on
How
this
is
map.
Indiana a better district than?
I think Minnesota or
Yeah, Minnesota. I'm talking like home state.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, so can you explain what these districts are then? Like what's their like?
What's their top export?
Yeah. What are they?
Does it say on the
Okay,
map?
so now I don't know. There's a bunch of different maps because it's not like super. Okay, so this is from the Hunger Games wiki.
I trust that.
This map. Yeah, where I don't know if it says which. Oh, here we go. District. What I say? 3.
3 was me.
And then we're
Yeah.
sick.
And where's
District 3's primary industry is general electronics of many types, though it is
Okay.
known for also making various mechanical products such as automobiles and firearms.
I can work with that.
So
Minnesota? That's Michigan, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
yeah, I don't know. And then 6 is transportation.
That's all.
I'm
That's all we get.
Yeah.
rolling up in an electric scooter.
It is, it's located directly around Lake Michigan, the shores of Lake Michigan, shores of Wisconsin and Michigan, as well as Upper Michigan near Lake Superior. So,
Okay. So here's something, Gabe.
Mhm.
I know we're just only phase 1, but I'm thinking my long-term strategy here. Like, what's my build gonna be, right, in the Hunger Games?
Sure. Yeah.
And knowing me, and just I don't like violence and confrontation. I'm gonna go in stealth build. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm wondering, District 3, they know for their tech, they got some kind of invisibility technology, some kind of cloaking device, that I'm trying to bargain for. Maybe it's gonna be real cringy, some real edgelord shit, but it's something like an appearance that would like convince that I'm a stealth person, get like an edgelord like a robe and shit, like a black rocking the grout fit, like what monotone, keeping a low profile. Because like when I go out in my day-to-day life at like the grocery store or whatever, I'm trying to bother as minimum people as possible, right? I'm trying to be in and out, no hassle, not bugging anybody. So I feel like I already got like some skills in that department. So I gotta just kind of lean into that and be like, hey, I'm not trying to bother me. I'm gonna hide the whole time. If there's one guy left at the end, I'll take him out. But I'm trying to be sneaky.
What if you just like didn't show up in the opening? So it's like in a parade, right? So
Mhm.
like, what if you just didn't show up in the parade and you're like, oh, I'm invisible.
Oh, I was there the whole time actually.
But yeah, I was actually there the whole time. But you like just don't show up.
Hey, that might work. So the problem is I don't think I'm sneaky in the way of how I move. I think I'm not, I don't know what's the correct term.
Unassuming.
light-footedness.
Light-footed or like lithe. Like I'm gonna lumber a little bit, all right? Let's be honest. But I'm good at people not noticing me. So I feel like I gotta lean into that. So yeah, maybe give you like some display where we set like the meeting and I'm already in the room or some bullshit like that. So just trying to convince them that I'm sneaky.
It's like that one video where like they're passing the ball around and there's like 3 gorillas that like walk past.
Yeah.
So to get this straight, to get attention of sponsors, you want to seem as unassuming and as visible as possible.
That's I got to do it. All right, it's my only strat. It's not a great one, I'll be honest, but
Okay.
so I got to go for it.
See, I think so if mine is transportation, right? I think I'm just gonna absolutely be a shill and sell out and try and get like the flashiest car I can rent. That's like from whatever. And I'm assuming GM survives 2,000 years. They get bailed out a few thousand more times. They're still
One of the
around.
big three's gotta.
Yeah, I just roll up in one of their cars, probably convertible or whatnot. But as far as clothes, I mean, that's kind of hard for transportation. I'm trying to think of like some clothes that would be, or I could show up in like a cool motorcycle, show
Yeah,
my
like
agility.
a jumpsuit or something.
Yeah, and have some like, I don't know, like arrow type stealth, not stealth.
Stuff.
'Cause you're doing stealth. We keep going with stealth. No, like a cool badass, like I don't know, like biker outfit.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. But
Now,
kind of
Dayton-
mysterious. Keep the visor down.
Dayton, you typically transport yourself by running or biking.
Mhm.
So I'm wondering if you can lean into that at all.
Well, no, to be completely honest, I was probably gonna shill out too if my life's on the line like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I feel like, don't get me wrong, I like biking, but if I showed up on a bicycle and like, sponsor me, I'm strong.
Well, what I'm confused about is like, sorry, but it's like, okay, they're a transportation district. So like you can't have like vehicles in the Hunger Games. So like you have to show you have other skills
You just
besides
need their money though, man.
Yeah.
See, so that's where I was going with this. Is that
I'm giving
I
their
would-
advertising.
I would chill out in the sense that I would try my best to find a car from before like the whole like apocalypse happened, and then bring that in, and then come in wearing like standard like mechanics clothes and be all like grease covered and be like, oh, I'm really handy. I fixed up this old car from 2,000 years ago and it's running now.
Gotcha,
and then I would also
Make
try
a story out of it.
Yeah, and then I would try to get in the back pockets of the people who make those amphibious cars, right? As well, just to kind of, because if this is the Great Lakes region, how am I gonna leverage that?
What if you roll up in a Virginia class?
It's a form of transportation.
roll up in a nuclear submarine.
Nuclear submarine.
They'll never hear me coming.
It works, you know.
I fixed it up myself.
So Joseph, what's the play for you?
I feel like I would, because when I think transportation, I mainly think of rail, particularly like they do use quite a bit of trains are shown, especially long, because it's pretty spread out, right?
Right.
And I don't know, I think of what was the tall tale, the guy who
Paul Bunyan?
not Paul Bunyan, the
That's what I was gonna
train
say.
guy.
Who's the train guy?
There's a
Thomas the Tank Engine.
no, yes, that's the famous tall tale of I don't remember.
It's kind of like putting like railroad spikes in and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm blanking.
But like going
the
for
guy
like
who he beat the machine and like building out the train tracks.
That's like what the competition was or whatever. But yeah, be like a railroad engineer, like a railroad like
Gotcha.
builder, and like strength and perseverance, right? And wielding hammers and shit.
Gotcha.
Give me all your hammers and railroad spikes.
Yeah. Or the railroad gun from Fallout 4 that shoots railroad spikes. That's what I want for the Hunger Games. Okay.
Get a rivet gun from BioShock.
Did you find it, Gabe?
I'm trying, guys. I'm just getting a lot of random other Michigan bullshit.
Gotcha. Well, okay, so you guys explain your strat. I'm gonna review things just a little bit because it's also. Thank you. I want to lean in also to like showing that I know how to use technology, so that if like they give me tech and it breaks, I can fix it like on the fly and it won't like go to waste. So some sort of like demonstration of me like building a device or fixing a device. I don't know, something like that.
Build a PC.
I'm still trying to.
And then put the thermal paste on the pins.
Uses the dot method.
Something
like that. All right, yeah. What's phase 2?
Okay, so if I'm remembering, I haven't seen this movie in a while. So Joseph, it sounds like you're the one who's seen it the most recent. I believe the next phase is like training. So they like give them state of the art facilities, and then judges give them a score, which is later in an interview. But the training is more of like you're displaying a skill, and I want to emphasize it's not like all in the killy stabby nature. I think the one character like did do like a stealth thing where they were able to camouflage and got a high score, or like showed strength or cunning in another way. So yeah, I guess it would be the showcase of your skill set and trying to get the highest score possible.
Right.
So.
Okay. This is where we also pick like weapons and stuff.
There's like as much weapons and gadgets or tools as much as you want, but Jacob, I don't remember there being a lot of technology specifically in the rings.
Okay. But also in the books are specifically just Katniss's perspective. The movies do a bit more expanding.
They show the others, yeah.
But the book, from what I remember, is just what she sees, and she does not fuck with technology at all. So that's who's to say is basically.
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
just
getting
meant
at.
like in the ring itself, like besides the second book, there really isn't
Yeah.
any like technology actively
Yeah,
in the ring.
that we see.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
So that being said, I'll train in camouflage, right? And even if maybe gotta stick branches to me or whatever, some sort of camouflage. And then I'm thinking for a weapon. I was thinking I like bow and arrow because it's silent, but I'm like I don't trust myself to be able to train and learn that in a short amount of time. I'm thinking blow dart. You know, it's silent. I can have different types for different situations.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I don't inhale it, I'm good. And then have just like a knife for close quarters situations. But I'm thinking camouflage plus blow dart. And then for the interview, how I surprise them is I blow dart the guy interviewing me. I sneak up and I get him.
You just kill the guy who's scoring.
No,
you?
it's like it's a blank. It's a blank dart. But like I got him on live TV.
It's like a Nerf dart. It'll...
Yeah. There we go.
So I think part of the reasoning, I guess I didn't explain super well for like the motorcycle, is I want to go for a speed build. Like I want to go for an agility build.
Okay.
So I think I would want to be able to, if I have to get in a scrap, I gotta, and that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But if I need to run or outlast someone or finagle a climbing situation or something, that's where I want to be able to excel. So I'm gonna be a bit of a parkour boy and be able to climb, like maybe do some like speed climbing, some like just showing off my agility, some speed, some running, like just get some good times in, but also show some endurance. And then for a weapon, I think I would just do some light daggers, because if I remember right, there really isn't a lot of range weapons besides like Katniss's bow. And I guess your blow dart.
You gotta do it.
You gotta do it. So I think my strategy would be, I got some daggers. I can throw them. I'm pretty good at that. Part of the agility. I can also use them up close if I have to. But my ideal fight, I'm not doing a direct fight. I can run if I'm getting like third partied, or there's like a team or an alliance of 5 trying to hunt me down.
The fact that the term third party is like accurate because of the games, but it's just so funny. I hope they use that in the new movie.
Yeah, I hope they do. For those who don't know, I guess we should probably explain.
Yeah.
Third party in a video game, like for a battle royale game, is like you and another party are fighting. So like usually it's parties 3
like
or 4.
me and
in a lot of
me and
games.
Gabe are fighting. Like 1-on-1. Then like Dayton shows up and he
just to pick us both off. He knows we've been fighting. We're both low, and he just catches us unsuspecting. So
or he waits for one of us to win, then just kills the winner.
then kills the low health guy.
Yeah.
So
dick move, Dayton.
Really is. Come on,
That's
Dayton.
smart.
Hey, he's the one that's not dead. So
Yeah.
Who wants to go next? What's your weapon of choice, Joseph?
Weapon of choice. I feel like, how much are we role playing this, right? Is it me, or
I think
is
it's
it
you.
who?
It's you.
I think it's you.
Okay.
You're not just some guy.
Yeah, like, because I would imagine if like I had grown up there, I'd have a different set of skills than I currently have.
You can incorporate that somewhat.
I'm
doing
just really
speed
set on
work in
these
this
train
world,
things, right?
Mm-hmm.
To me, transportation. I'm on trains. I'm building trains, working on trains.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm probably used to using like heavier, more bludgeoning tools.
Sure.
I would imagine.
You're sticking to the sledgehammer build.
Yeah.
I'm Robert Baratheon, is what I'm saying. Just swinging hammers, crushing
King DDD.
skulls. Yeah.
I love how we're on complete opposite ends of the spectrum.
You got the
I want to be
stealth build,
fast and outlast everybody, and you're like, I want to smack someone.
He's going
with
the
a
heavy.
fucking hammer.
Well, see, I think that's what I would want to do, but I think based on, like the skills that I would have, I'd want to accentuate what would theoretically be good at. And that's how I picture that.
Right.
I do think though, for the like training you're not wanting to show off to the other players. You're not
Right.
showing them your trump cards, right?
Right.
So, I'd rather practice with tools and weapons and things that I'm not familiar with to get that experience, but also to throw them off and like, okay, he's got something in his back pocket, but we don't know what. We'll see, Yeah. Kind of play some mind games, get some people. That's when you strategize, get some people on your team, make some weak alliances, because this isn't lasting real long. We all know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there were characters, I believe, in the movie who maybe it was in the book, who purposely tried to lower their score, so they wouldn't get as many sponsors per se, but they wouldn't be as targeted. Where it's like, ooh, let's fuck this guy up immediately.
Well, you could still, because I'm just trying to think, because there is that there's that time where you show off to the judges, and that's separate, and that obviously both of those affect your rank. But I think that there were people that sandbagged themselves to so that.
Well, from what I remember,
can't-
the judges watch and that score is revealed in the interview thing, and then that's what helps with the sponsors. Like they show some video highlight reels, and then they're like, "Ooh, he's good with hammers. I'll give him some hammers." I don't know.
Nails.
You get one hammer.
Gives him a single nail.
But I think that would be I would use that training to train my bring up my lower stats, right? Make myself more well-rounded, maybe more survivability, and then show up, with a fucking spike and hammer to the thing and launch nails across the room or whatever. Isn't that one of the characters in
JJK? Yeah.
Basically that's what I'm picturing.
Okay, I'm down. She's awesome.
Just like a character throws them up like baseballs and ding.
Pretty much, yeah.
Kind of,
More or
yeah. She
less.
holds them up with energy, and then
There's some magic.
she also has voodoo
She's
doll
playing
powers with
T-ball with nails.
Basically.
Kinda, yeah. It's pretty dope.
I think it could be done.
What is this show?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
What's the premise? Is it just some?
We don't got time. We don't got time. It's basically modern Naruto, but okay. Dayton, your turn.
So I mean, if I'm myself, right, then I feel like I don't know. I feel like I should demonstrate my endurance, right? I'm in it for the long haul, right? I can outlast these people in most physical, instances. But
I can walk so far carrying so little, it can blow your mind.
I also think it would be fun to demonstrate my wrestling abilities. So maybe
it's on all fours making noises.
So maybe it would be fun to grapple with some people, but not show them all the complicated moves that I can do and stuff. Just show them the basics. And I don't know. That's really all I got. I feel like I wouldn't really.
You're going barehanded, no weapon.
And you're like, wait, give me a few beers and watch me do it again.
I feel like I wouldn't.
Drunk wrestling.
I feel like I wouldn't use weapons because, it just shows what I can do without them. If I'm using the weapons as a crutch, as to if I lose this weapon, then I'm useless. Sure. Then that's kind of a bad look. So I'm showing that I can no matter what, I'm good to go.
Sure. Okay.
All right.
What about some studded gloves or some brass knuckles?
Yeah, I kind of thought about is it pronounced garrote or garrote or something, the wire thing that you can strangle people with,
fiber wire or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that would be something even if I lost it, I could probably make a new one, right? I could find some vines, weave some ferns together, and make my own.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Maybe that would be my weapon of choice.
It's a valid strategy.
I think.
Yeah, I guess I should have specified before I ranted about mine, where it's it is you, but you are in that world, so you are aware that this is a possibility, so you can spend your experience points differently than you have in this life.
It's our same personality and our same body.
Yeah.
but we have like the knowledge and experience of living in that world.
Yes. Yeah. Because I'm a quick sprinter. I'm fast as fuck, boy, as they say. So, not so much endurance though. I think I might lose in endurance, but who knows? Maybe I'd have the time to do
train
ultra
it
marathons like a psychopath. I don't know.
And two, Jacob has a slight advantage because the lower numbered districts, were closer to the capital. So they usually had more resources and more
like trainers and
like
mentors.
I think the first 4 or 5 I think were like the ones that really focused the Hunger Games and like had like the careers, right?
Yep.
Maybe it was only up to 3. I don't remember.
Hey, I'll take it. I'm in District 3, baby.
Yeah,
But yeah, so
if I remember, some people like purposely volunteered to like be in it because they wanted to be like a career winner of it.
Yeah, and so Jacob has that slight advantage. I don't think that transferred all the way up. To a point it did, but not as much.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
also something to consider.
All right. So now are we in the games, Gabe, in phase 3?
I think we got maybe one more phase, and we can do it
Okay.
quickly. And that is, okay, so you've got your score, and now you're on live television. America is listening, and you're more or less kind of displaying personality that you want. And this can be used for sponsors. It can also be used to like show. It's mostly for sponsors, I guess, but you also could like show it to like try and make alliances or show cunning or intelligence or basically kind of show off the emotional aspect or like the personality aspect of yourself, where the last one could have been more like skill set and physicality.
Sure. Yeah. Like I said, I'm starting off the interview with blow darting the interviewer. I got you. You couldn't see me. But again, it's a blank. All right. And then, I sit down and I feel like I'm not good at pretending to be someone I'm not. So I feel like I'm just going to be like, hey, I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm just trying to keep a low profile. Hopefully by the end, I can stick it out and get the dub. But I'm just going to be a kind person. And try to get the crowd on my side, Gabe. It's not going to win me a lot of fans and the sponsors or like the other combatants. But I feel like if I can get the crowd on my side, I might get some. Like what happened with Katniss a little bit, right? Where the crowd really liked her because of her and like the Peeta love story and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to show like, hey, I'm trying to be kind, I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm just trying to get out of this, without too much bloodshed, and hopefully that'll come across. But I don't think it's gonna go well. I'll be honest, it's not gonna go well.
Yeah, I don't interview well, so I think like knowing that like the entire country or whatever form of government, I guess in this case, would be to be watching. I would be pretty nervous, and words would be pretty hard to speak. Yeah, I guess I don't know. If you guys have your idea, you can go, because I'm struggling to think of.
The last thing I'll say is like, I only interview well when I believe I can do the job. I'm not gonna win this. I was like, right now I'm not gonna win, so it is not gonna go well the interview.
You just gotta pull at their heartstrings, right? You gotta make them feel bad that you're in there, because a lot of the viewers.
You gotta America's Got Talent this bitch.
Well, yeah, because this is a TV show. This is the Olympics, right? So if you can pull at their heartstrings, that's how they bring their wallets out, right? So you make up some bullshit about how you're an orphan or whatever. Hopefully they can't fact check it. Who knows?
Just kill your parents. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Make yourself an orphan.
There's that
Bruce Wayne it.
Yeah, there's like that 10 minutes after your name gets called that you get to see your family. Just kill them right then. They'll never know the difference.
Yeah.
But and then it's like, oh, I gotta take care of my younger sibling. I gotta get back to them. They have no one else. Pull at their heartstrings, and then you just make jokes the rest of the time. Like you hit them with that 1-2 combo. Done deal.
Okay. Was that your strat, Joseph?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my strat is completely different than that, because I think that everybody's gonna be doing sob stories like that. I don't think that it's gonna hit. I think that everybody that's outside of volunteers are gonna be like, yeah, this all sucks. So I'm going out there and I'm just saying it as it is. I'm like, yeah, this fucking sucks. But I've got the skills. I'm gonna do what I have to, and it is what it is.
You're gonna go like the overconfidence route.
No, it's not
It's like-
overconfidence. It's more like just accepting what is. Like I'm in it.
It sounds like
I'm in
Dane
it.
just knows what he's in. You know, he knows
Yeah.
what situation he's in.
You could pull the like, hey man, I'm just here to put on a show. All right, you give me some tools, and I'm gonna create some chaos. All right,
Yeah.
that's what I'm here to.
I'm just
do.
here to wrestle, all right? That's what I'm just good wrestling in.
Okay, you guys made me come up with something I think is clever, and I don't think anyone's done before. So I show up, they do the interview, and I go, listen, if you give me shit, I will give you a return with my winnings. Because you get like lifelong wealth, right? They're like, if you invest in me now to keep me alive, I will pay you back.
Oh, so you're
with
going for the
interest.
politician route. the
Make
US
sure you're
politician
set for
route.
life. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, who says I have to actually do it if I make it? But I mean, I'm just gonna, full on politician lie. So offer a little bit of reward if they invest, and then give them enough information to where they like, how like, I'm not saying I'd be a front runner, but like I would hope, because a lot of it's random chance, I'd be like top half. So like I'm one of those sports bets where like dumb people take risks on because the payout's really high, but like the chances of them winning are like 50-50, like it's a riskier bet, but when it pays out good. So I would do some economics,
Okay.
and hope that I'm a top half, or at least in the middle.
Not a
So
bad
what
strat.
in the books and the movies? What was the benefit of sponsors? Like why did sponsors sponsor people? Books.
Just publicity,
to help.
probably.
To help
Okay.
their
So it's just
I think
advertising.
win.
So it's advertising.
Yeah, and some people were like nationalistic for their state too, or their district.
Mhm.
They're like they're a patron from, or a rich person from their district. It's like, I want District 8 to win. Blah blah blah. Yeah.
Okay. I just have one last thing that might help me. If I actually have the skills to pay the bills and I am sneaky and stealthy and camouflagey, I can be like, yo, I've already been doing that stuff and I got dirt on all the people. I've been hanging around and hearing conversations and I got info.
That's the Kabuto method from Naruto, dude.
Are you sure you want to reveal that you have the dirt?
Yeah, one
not
of the
gonna-
game masters just kill you immediately if you're like, I have information on like in internal politics. They're like,
Not
"Yeah,
on
let's
that. I'm not on that.
Send
I'm
some
the
fucking
other-
tigers in that district or that area.
I mean,
in
like
the
on the
ring."
other tributes, I'm like, I got, District 1, that dude, he's got some problems. Like, I'm not going to say what they are because I'm be bluffing, but,
It's a terrible way to
But
make
that-
alliances.
I think that
I'm not trying to make any
target on your
alliances.
back.
I'm not making any alliances, dude.
Okay,
I'm not doing
okay.
it.
I think that would make people. Yeah, I don't know.
Your ass.
I'm a stealth build. I'm not trying to make alliances. They're just going to blow my cover. I'm trying to be alone and just hide. So I don't need to make alliances.
If you're digging up
If you
dirt
make it-
for the elite assassin from District 1, he's gonna make a point to see you and fucking,
The gun's gonna go off, and like 8 people are just gonna turn to you and
Yeah.
sprint at you. Hide from this, bitch.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, All right,
All
so
right.
now we're in the games.
We've arrived. We're at the games. We'll kind of do the same things in the books and movies. All the people rise up and they're in a circle. In the middle there is I believe it
Cornucopia, right?
cornucopia. Yep, I was blanking on the word for a second. Inside of that, there's a lot of gear. Some of it is pretty obvious, like it'll be like a fucking sword or whatever. Again, there really isn't any guns. I mean, there's like, it's pretty brutal, like weapons, like old school, swords type. But there's also equipment, like food, survivability equipment, tents, whatever. And then all the good shit is in the middle of the cornucopia, and then on the outside there's like a few extra goodies that aren't as good or not as clear as to what they are. So yeah, the gun goes off and you can decide to run straight to the cornucopia. You can try and make alliances. I guess we never really talked about if we were going to try and make any alliances before the games, because I feel like a lot in the books and the movies. A lot of those kind of happen during the
Sure.
games, but yeah. So I would say initial gun goes off. What are you doing?
The cornucopia is so risky.
You're a
Especially for
stealth build, and you're
my
even
build?
contemplating this.
Yeah, no,
You're
I'm out.
what?
I'm going to find a hiding spot immediately, and I'm trying to come back later and try to get some scraps. But yeah, I can't be rushing in there.
My build speed and sprinty boys. So I sprint for like kind of honestly exactly what Katniss did in the book. I'm going for like an outside bag or two.
Yeah.
Grab one and
Don't
just
get greedy.
fucking take off because a lot of the people die like immediately because like they go in, someone gets a sword first. It's just like PUBG or
hot drop.
I don't know any other. Yeah,
Yeah,
you hot drop and then sometimes some people get good RNG and then they have an AR and you got nothing. But in this case, I guess it'd be a sword. But yeah, I think it would make sense to go a little colder and use my speed to take off.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's hands down the pro strat. You grab the closest thing to you and you get the fuck out of Dodge. I don't care what your build is. It's not worth it to risk it unless you have like a predetermined alliance ahead of time.
Yeah.
And then you rally up or whatever. But
Sledgehammer would be a hard thing to run away with.
yeah,
That's your build.
yeah, but I don't start with it equipped.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, if you saw one and you're like, "Ooh, I want that,"
that's not a time to be picky.
you'd have to kill to get out with that.
You see you pop up, you scan the whatever's closest to you, and you grab that and go.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's useless. It's better than nothing.
Dayton?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm going to take a risk and I'm going to hesitate for about 5 seconds. And I'm just going to watch what people do. Because if I don't see a lot of people going to the cornucopia, and if I've scoped them out, done my research, my due diligence, and think that I could beat them, or either beat them with speed, even though I'm 5 seconds behind them, or beat them in hand-to-hand combat or whatever, I'm going there. But if everybody's bum rushing the cornucopia, I'm getting the hell out of there. Or maybe I'll hide behind a tree or something like that and try and third party them.
That's it. Yeah.
Because they're going to be tired. They're going to be tuckered out after going and fighting all these people.
That's what I was thinking too. It's like I want to get something out of the cornucopia. So like I want to. You can't wait too long. If you wait too long, then other people will be camping the cornucopia. But like they'd say, wait for the right moment when enough people have been killed. The rest of people that are still around are still like tired and fucked up. You run in and then you grab something that you want.
But if you're a stealth build, you just shoot an arrow over to the side and they go, "Was that the wind?" And they go investigate over there.
But we start with nothing, right? It's like I gotta get I gotta get a blow dart or an arrow or something.
Or a rock.
Or a rock. I mean, that's true. That's true.
But you stealth in and out. I think that'd be a second good strat, especially as a stealth build like you.
That's a smart one.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess like next thing I would think of would be like what you guys would think of alliances and like how you would deal your first couple days. I think for my build, I would be very hesitant to make an alliance. If anything, it would be like maybe one person, maybe two absolutely tops, because I've seen the game show Survivor. Okay, people turn on each other for fuck all. Like the last thing I want is to be in a camp and then someone slits my throat and then takes whatever shit I have. So I think I would probably stick to myself unless an opportunity that was like very airtight arised, and would hope that my score and my investment opportunity reaped some good packages from some sponsors while I'm alone and no one can steal my package, my care package.
Yeah. I'm going no alliances the whole time. Can't risk it. My strategy is literally just to hide the entire time. and hopefully make it to the last, like me and one other person, and then I blow dart them. But yeah, I'm keeping it real simple.
Yeah, I don't
thinking-
think alliances are it.
I think uneasy alliances. It's one of those you come across someone. I'm taking a step back. I'm not going to attack you first. We can work together if you want. If not, I'm bolting. I'm like,
You do the crouch thing.
yeah, exactly. Crouch 3 times and then either run or be friends. But nothing. I there's strength in numbers, and let someone have someone to have your back if have their back, and it could work out.
Mm-hmm.
There's benefits.
I think the only way that I could see them working is if there's like you somehow generate trust between you, so you don't get slit in the middle of the night, right? Like
That's my biggest fear.
You have to have them have a vested interest in your survival as well. So like maybe you say like, oh, if we get to top 10, then my sponsor will send us a care package, or send you a care package even if I'm dead, even if I'm like get to round 10 but something happens, right?
Or like you split off after top whatever.
Yeah,
like we go our separate ways.
See, but the problem I have with that is then at some point, then you're going to generate, like some friendship, I'm assuming, with this person after, trauma bonding with this person for multiple days.
True. Trauma's a good bonder. So that's true. Yeah, I feel like you'd have to do the care pack. That's a good idea. Care packages. Good.
Yeah.
I'm worried care package is going to blow my cover. If I'm hiding somewhere and then a care package falls, someone's like, why is there a care package falling right there? And it's like, they're going to say,
I don't even know why your build was trying to go for care packages then. Just
That's fair. I shouldn't need them theoretically.
But if you did have sponsors that were stealth companies or electronic companies, could they give you a camouflage packet? How would you see it, though?
I mean, depending on what you get, they're only like the size of a softball. It's not like it's they're
airdropping a
Duty,
tank.
Yeah. Crate
6 foot by whatever crate.
Yeah.
Dude, Lockheed Martin sponsored me. I think the biggest problem with your build later in the game, Jacob, would be the game masters like to stir shit up.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh, someone's been camping out there and we want to push 2 parties together and like force a conflict. They wanted to weed your ass out. I think you could get fucked pretty quick.
Yeah, and that's why I wonder if I have to be a little bit more aggressive so the game masters don't get mad at me. I was thinking, like, if I come across like a group of 2 or a group of 3, I use Hitman tactics. One of the streamers I follow plays Hitman, and I could have a dart that makes you have to use the bathroom, right? So like get them in like the leg or something. They're like, oh, I gotta take a shit like now, and they peel off.
Like they just shit their pants, or like they have like a little bit.
They're like, I have to use the bathroom, so they
it's
they
a
go
caffeine dart.
And then when they're
it's a fast twitch by Gatorade.
They're separated from the pack. That's when I take them out. You know what I mean? Separate them one by one, and then that's how I could take out groups. So I might use myself for some recon and try to get some takedowns earlier in the game. But yeah, you're right. Like I can't be camping the whole time, or else I'm gonna get routed by the game masters.
Yeah,
because they can trigger like avalanches and stuff, right? Or, like some sort of like environmental stuff.
Yeah, do like stuff like that.
Yeah.
See, I think my strategy would be, hopefully I got like some form of like a utility weapon in the package that I grabbed on the run, or I got one from the sponsor, and then I find a party of 2 maximum, and when they go to sleep and like, I hope they don't slit my throat, I slit their throats. Okay. And then I do the thing in PUBG where they have, like, you let everybody loot. They've been looting the hot drops. Hopefully they survive the cornucopia or something. And I'm like, and then I have the best shit. See, I have just enough good stuff to do some damage.
Sure.
Get some good shit. But then I'm still on the move. I'm not like direct. Like I said, I don't want to directly conflict, but I want to have like food and gear to be able to fight if I have to, or to be able to survive if I have to. because I don't want to be in a situation where like the game master forces me into a fight and like I can run, but like however way they designed it, it like forces you to fight, you know, like in a final ring of PUBG where it's like you gotta kill each other now.
Yeah,
I want to have the gear for the late game, you know. I want to save it.
Yeah, I got you. Joseph, what's the
Late games for chumps. You just run in. Here's what you do. We're not been doing enough psychological warfare in here. I think because they like display like anytime, every night when someone dies, right? They show their face and the number, their district number in the sky. So you're getting down to like the last handful, right? You just strip naked, right? Minus whatever gear you've got, and then you just charge people late game. And I feel like that's enough like chaos that they're gonna be like, why is there a naked person? What the fuck is
and they're
going
gonna be
on?
exhausted, right? They're gonna be losing their mind. Yeah.
I feel like they'd be so twitchy they'd see anything and go blah. Yeah, go straight for the like get the PTSD early, you know. They've already killed like 4 people at that point. They're like they see another person, their first thought is kill, you know.
But they're
Not
I
naked.
feel like, you know, because they got like that uniform, right? Like they're it's not like you're wearing your whatever clothes you want, right? So you're looking at like you're so used to seeing people dressed in a specific way that when you see something different, your brain's not going to register it because you're so in that adrenaline state.
Sure.
I feel like
yeah.
I'd kill someone.
I can
You see a
it. I
person,
can see it.
you see a person, you know. It's like you see a mannequin and you're like, is that a person? Like that lights up in your brain.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know.
still know
A
it's a
naked
person.
person screaming and running at you is it's a lot of shock.
it's very different.
I'm in a
than
game
just-
about murdering other teenagers, man. Like there's not much more to shock me.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I do like Joseph's part about
I
not having
appreciate
a lot
the
of
cinema.
psychological warfare. Like,
Yeah.
did this ever happen in the movies or the books? Like, did they ever like
they
strip
didn't have nudity in it.
strip the dead people of their clothes and then make mannequins like of them to like put in like forests?
Jesus Christ.
That'd be pretty good. Like
That's so
drop them out
fucked.
of trees on people.
Put them on stakes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's fucked.
I don't think there were any Vlad the Impalers.
Okay, here's what you do. So once you kill the like 1 or 2 people who are sleeping in the night, you keep their fire. You start a fire and then you stake them so it looks like they're camping. And then the other people go to loot them and you leave a
You
couple
trap
of tidbits
'em. You
and then you
trap
kill
'em.
them.
Jesus Christ,
good
that is so
strat, dude.
fucked up. I would not have the fortitude to execute that plan. I would puke probably.
I mean, I probably would
Yeah.
too, but
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but
I feel like you would be surprised how quickly you could become an animal when it comes to like your survival. Like you would
Mm-hmm.
immediately revert to primal Jacob, not TikTok
Primal
enjoyer
Jacob
Jacob.
freezes. Like whenever I've thought I was gonna die in my life, I just freeze. So like I said, I'm not winning this thing. Like I'm not coming in confident. Like I'm pretty sure I'm gonna lose.
Oh boy, I like Dayton's idea. Dayton's idea, it's fucked, but it is effective.
leave hands as your like it just body parts as a trail.
yeah, that would be
It's
fun.
like
That'd be
what
extra
the
fun.
fuck is happening?
That's so funny because like I feel like not a lot. You've seen before the shows. Like I'm thinking of like Castlevania, for example. Like Dracula in that show like has human heads staked outside of his castle to like ward people off, you know. And whenever I see that like in shows, I'm just like whatever, you know. Like yeah, it's kind of creepy, but like in this context, in like Hunger Games context, that would fuck you up.
Mhm.
Like if someone in this scenario took the time to do that, like you would do not want to mess with them.
Mhm.
I think that'd be a
What
great
if
way
you
to
just
Psychological
collected
warfare.
the heads? Like you didn't do the killing. You just like made a camp that
Yeah.
like had a heads of people.
Because what do they
wouldn't
do with the
fuck
dead
you.
bodies in the story?
I think they might get taken helicoptered out actually.
Yeah, they get like
Yeah.
So they get
helicoptered
sent
out.
to the
Their
families.
families, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Well,
But, I mean,
what if
you
I'm
can grab the head
guarding it?
beforehand.
What if I'm like guarding the body as the helicopter comes?
I think they would kill you.
You're
Like,
using
you'd
it
get
as like a
shot in the head.
tauntaun for heat in the night.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, I don't know. This got dark very quickly.
Yeah. Any
welcome.
last things you guys want to say? Any like final strategies that you want to?
I guess like my last thing would be like how I guess you've already answered this question, Jacob. How confident do you think your build would work out?
I'm not winning. Joseph says
No.
no.
No way in hell. I
feel
just
like
want to
there's a-
traumatize as many people as I can, viewers or contestants.
Just
I
blurring
feel like
out
there's a small
the
chance
TV.
I could win, and I would just force myself to believe it because it's that or I give up and die, and I would just
Yeah.
rather believe that I can do it, even though I'll probably get murdered. Just to keep on the hope, you know. I got
Yeah.
speed build, you know. I run until the last couple fights.
I would like to believe that I'd rather die than kill someone else. I don't know if that's true if I was put in that situation, but I'd like to believe that.
I feel like this is the classic. It's either you or me throughout all of human history, and people always choose yourself. That's just how
You're
that
not wrong.
works.
Well,
You're not wrong.
the ones that write the stories, at least.
Yeah, I guess so.
Victory's written by the victors.
The dead people can't write stories.
That's a good
Mhm.
point.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like my build would have a pretty decent chance. But at the same time, like any stupid little thing can take you out. Like you can have like a foolproof plan, but there's always, a smarter fool out there that can
The game masters fuck you over somehow.
I
yeah.
feel like the game masters and the final fight would be the biggest thing that I'd be worried about. Like
Yeah.
forcing like environmental hazards that you can't predict, and then like a final fight against someone who, I guess like in the movie and the books, like they were like super fucking strong, and that's why they survived that long.
Mhm.
But they also like force them together to fight, right? And then yeah, that'd be rough.
Mhm.
Because ideally they're the second, or you were the two best survivors. So there's a lot of strong people out there, you know.
Also, like,
I'm specking
am
into
I-
speed.
am I remembering this right? In the book, at least, the ending got like really fucking weird. Where like they released like wolves that like had the eyes of the people that had already died.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah, that was
It's
really
like-
weird.
Nah, that's just
It was
sci-fi
fucked up.
things.
Yeah. So yeah,
Um,
I'm not surviving. I'm not winning.
Yeah, the only chance I have of winning is if there's some shenanigans happening. Much
Like the
like
RNG's on your side.
yeah, much like my history with like battle royale games. It's like there's some bullshit going on, and like I think it was in I think it's Haymitch, so the mentor in the Hunger Games series for
Mhm.
Katniss. I think he wins by like fucking with the force field. Like he throws like something at the force field and it bounces off and kills someone, and that's how he won.
Mm.
Or like it blew up and it killed them, or it was some shit like that. It's
I
like
thought he used a brick or some shit.
Those are two very
It's
different
something.
things.
I'm googling it.
But you're saying you need some kind of.
Oh,
weird
you're right. He
RNG
used the
thing.
force field in the capital to use it to his advantage.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that there's gonna be some shenanigans going on, or like how they like, oh, we'll either double suicide or two winners. You choose. Like that. There's gonna be some bullshit happening, or I'm just gonna be dead in the first 30 seconds. That's those are kind of what I'm predicting.
I feel like you gotta have the hope, or else you would just, I don't know. You
Yeah.
gotta have some hope.
Strip naked as you're in the tube that's coming up. So then you just show up like, let's go, boys.
Let's get it.
Helicoptering.
Yeah. You guys want to fight?
Well, on that note, thank you everyone for listening to this episode of the Engineers Not Filters podcast. Again, you can find us every other Monday on podcast services and YouTube. Follow us on all the things in the description below. But until next time, thanks for listening. Bye.
See you.
Peace.
Bye.